So yeah, the only thing I don't like about my 2017 Nissan Sentra is the settings won't allow me to keep these door locks locked when I turn the car off. So that kind of really bugs me, right? Then I got to do this, lock it right away, and I really have no problem doing that. I never forget. And I'm like far away from people, y'all. I am so paranoid. I ain't even paranoid. I mean, how hard is it for people to find people that they could just dig into and show them they will be a lonely grunt? I think it's easy for those people to find people. I think that before it was like they had to wait for Range Rover to flip the switch on you when you're inside of it, when you start newing for the first time. Then it's like they were supposed to be like letting it all go when you learned on your own never to sit. Now the Illuminati is controlling me because the bad Illuminati are trying to put me on the news for anything to expose what I knew about Range Rover. So I think legend has it that a child molester doesn't know what a Range Rover is. And let me clarify this for you guys. I think it's a prison, outside of prison for child molesters that can't use that to be a child molester terrorist. So I think it's a majority rules issue where everybody knows what a Range Rover is. I think Range Rover still kind of is scared to just, go at it in front of anyone. But they are magical enough to not just have a fleet of cars block people that don't know much about what's happening a couple of mile markers in front of them, because Range Rover's not going to be loud. It might incinerate you into steam. It might shrink you into a boy. It might make an Alien versus Predator come at your chest as a disrespect to gays that they don't make babies and how you feel. And I think it's a personal vendetta, but at the same time, I told myself back in 2011, because I learned it off of body posture, like it just looks like you can see their body posture and how lazy they are, or just it looked like a courtroom on four wheels back in 2011. I told myself I ain't a terrorist, and I was infatuated with driving all my life, but in 2011 the best looking car was the Range Rover HSC. So when I was in West Hollywood, I was like, oh, let me check this out with you. it was this light-skinned Mexican. He was like too cute. I wasn't even thinking anything of how cute he was. But it was a dark gray HSC. It had white leather seats, and I was on the passenger side, and I saw the Land Rover logo. It was kind of like the Ford Escape. But they had that technology back in 2011. So I didn't know I was interrogating him, but he told me that the Range Rover was like his female roommates. And I was like, okay, I guess. But yeah, the handles up here and the window buttons are down here. So if you pass the window buttons to escape, that was what was funny about it. It could zap you, but like I felt like a natural inside. Then I found out the Kardashians had an episode where they were helping a homeless man, and that was a dark gray HSC. So I had no idea the Kardashians existed back then. I was just in touch with my inner gay. I didn't have to drink to go to the gay bars and hang out and find men. So I was kind of like the longest lasting cum slut in the world in California, y'all. I can't tell you the same thing about Hollywood, because even back in 2011, I had 1, 2, 3 that I can. 1, 2, 3, 4 off top that I could remember. But at Sacramento, it was like rack on rack on rack on rack, and I was like never gonna get A's. I never thought of going to San Francisco, LA, or anything back in 07 till 2011. But yeah, that was the gay neighborhood, West Hollywood, and that's kind of funny that the gay parade, the last one, was like on Robertson Boulevard, because I was at the pavilion. It was at the parking lot. It was like a couple of spaces left of the entrance to the grocery store pavilions, Vaughn's. And yeah, 2011, my skin complexion was perfect. I was getting buzz cuts from barber colleges. Like, I think I'm tormenting gay men with having long hair because they like dude acting dudes, but in my hair is a part of me. I still can't tell you if I'd fuck Ludacris with his signature braids or anything. But the braids kind of help it be more of a man style. I mean, I want to keep my hair. I want to keep them in braids or something, instead of flat ironing it straight. Because I feel like doing curls is better. Like when I was in high school, my hair was the longest down to my butt cheek. And then 2017, my hair was down to my butt cheek. And all of 2012 and up was down to my butt cheek. And I really never tried to use a curl activator or something. But right now, it's like I just shampoo and condition my hair and let it dry naturally, and even everybody else notices I have the most beautiful curls. I remember one time in high school, I got an S curl perm. And of course, those don't last too long, but it was like literally S curls going up in the air instead of the way my fro was. So, yeah, I guess people were into hair relaxers and stuff back then. I only tried it once. I rarely go into the black hair supply store anymore for anything other than braid, weave, hair gel, anything but like hair dye color stuff. I don't do any of that anymore. I want my natural Kylie Jenner hair, because Thai people have like light, dark brown hair, and then black people have like dark brown hair. So I always grew up with people telling me you got that good hair. I remember when I was in middle school, though, they was like, you ain't black this, you ain't black that. I grew my hair out in high school. I had my fro and my braids and all that hating stopped. But I think the hating was from me sipping my milk like it was tea, and they thought it was gay. I was getting picked on. Like, I wasn't even looking at gay porn in school. Somebody got me in trouble doing that, and I touched bases with her since then. And I wasn't mad, like I was the class clown. My friend April was a class clown. And I was like the class clown that got picked on, and it was funny for stuff like the gay porn I wasn't even doing. Like, how they get me in trouble for that, like April was funny because she would wear these Halloween teeth that just make silly faces through class. It was just funny with her because her hair was so stiff and it came down in a ponytail, and she was a character. Skinny as hell, had her braid me up, and then she turned out to be a lesbian. Every girl I dated in high school turned out to be a lesbian. We was just looking out for each other. Just partnering up, not even being sexual or anything. I dated a girl named Rochelle. She had a twin. They were black. And they were picking on me like, can I notice who's who? Man. And then Brittany, as a matter of fact, she in Kansas City right now. She kind of looked Trinidad, like Nicki Minaj, but black like a Gussie with her glasses. So yeah, I think Brittany was Trinidad or Jamaican. So I wasn't really straight or anything. But I tried. I knew that once I turned 18, I could be free to be gay all I wanted, but whatever I was thinking, it just wasn't appropriate. Even though it was crushing on guys my age, it just wasn't appropriate. So I waited until I turned 18 or 19, and all of a sudden you could be up in the club, but you can't drink until you're 21, and then I turned 21 in Sacramento. So Wichita, Kansas was like some of elementary school, middle school, high school. So when I was in South Carolina, I was touching bases with some of the schools that I was delivering to. I was like, you guys heard of White No and stuff? And so it turned out I was from Columbia, South Carolina, the capital, but we were living in West Lexington, South Carolina, which is a suburb just right outside of Columbia. It might as well have been Columbia. It's kind of like how LA does with their suburbs. But around West Lexington, South Carolina, was a town called White Knoll. So I went to a school called White Knoll Elementary, and all the way up until the third grade, I was under the impression that I was in a big school that went from preschool to the 12th grade. All through preschool, elementary school, middle school, and high school, you were just in one big same school. That's what I was thinking. They could paddle you in the principal's office. I've never had that done to me. I sat in the principal's office every day, though. I think it was some sort of learning disability, y'all. I just wouldn't be like, I just wouldn't be like a bad kid or anything. I don't know why I was in the principal's office, okay? I mean, it took me until what? Wichita, Kansas, elementary, middle school, high school to have some sort of learning drive, and then I even waited until I was 38 years old to go to college to do film and audio engineering. So yeah, I'm like 38 now. I'm turning 39 in T minus 10 days exactly. I wanted to spend my 39th birthday in Atlanta. Because if I head to Atlanta, I'm going to head to South Carolina right after that. But if I get stuck in Atlanta, that's what's up. Because Columbia, South Carolina has regulations that are strict, like Richmond, Virginia, DC, Baltimore, Maryland. You got to have some sort of tag, a special rideshare tag. You got to have the emblem in order to drive for Uber and Lyft. So I would have it turned off, and it would be turned off and turned on. I'm in town, can I work? And I noticed when I couldn't clock in, there were like government officials. Like, I think South Carolina is trill. I think it's more trill than Atlanta. It is trill. You're driving downtown in Columbia, South Carolina with black limousines, black shuttle buses. Everything just shuts down the street. You got to wait for them all to pass by. It's like they're daring South Carolina to be trill right now, And those things are like the President limo and Range Rovers. They could shell shock everybody off of them. It could be 2,000 people coming up to a Range Rover or a President limo, and it's going to shell shock you. It's going to slaughter your face with shell shock, okay? Your face is going to be wiped. You going to be a mummy. You going to be a zombie. I don't need to learn the hard way, okay? And besides, it wanted to be a show off and show me what that was when I was safe from it. So, what kind of majority rules? I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't put Silver in prison. I'm thinking everybody's trying to take it over. But yeah, like there's a couple of instances that I didn't like even if those people hate me, I don't wish that on them. It's just when those evil people snitch what they doing, they can't let them go. They can't let them run around talking this and that about Range Rover. So I'm over here saving lives either way, because you never know. I'm under the impression that Range Rover is an alien itself. It thinks on its own. It's got a personal agenda, and we're getting sucked under the water like alligators around each other. So, you know, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So, Minnie is right here with me, and we still doing good, y'all. Haha, it's funny, right? A dog can keep up with me. A dog can keep up with someone. You ain't gotta ditch your dog. You could be one big happy family. Me, a man, and my dog, a foster kid, or maybe they can have babies. Like, I don't want to treat a woman like something to breed, but it would be cool if if we were like wife and husband through kids that were related to each other and us, but I don't know. And then I think I'm not the kind of person to do that, and I don't want Range Rover to make me jizz in a woman. I feel like that's what it'll do. You're as smart as me. It's gonna take your jizz and see what it could learn from you, whether or not it needs you. And I sure think outside the box, okay? I don't give a fuck who's letting me, who's not letting me. I feel like I am the one that gets to choose what I want to do with Range Rover. Even if it's just there in this world in case that was our ultimate goal. And then I would be what a Nigger or a Chigger is if I didn't snitch. So that's just what I want to bring to the table for you guys, that whatever this world materialized into, I think that I was able to never keep my mouth closed about it. I was able to get my philosophy out in the open, just what I thought of what a Range Rover was even before. Because when I noticed, I was thinking they never really wanted to use it. And then here I go with all my mistakes, whatever, a horny little 11-year-old, 27 years ago. I gotta say all day that that my past was embarrassing to me because I still would have always wanted my Range Rover, right? My past was some sort of voodoo on me, how important it was for me not to get stuck in a Range Rover, not to end up having to send people retarded or incinerate them and cry about it, or just how I'm doing now. I ain't gonna cry about it or what, like. And then what, me last? But yeah, that's what I think. I think it was just put on this earth to make me look good for being a snitch, but nobody's really buying it, I don't think. I think they're treating a lot of people as if they'd use it. So that I know they're bopping people like they'll use it on their worst enemy, y'all. So know how I weave around when I keep my mouth closed and when I say too much, or when I need to get slapped by magic. Because I ain't saying this shit. I say it for the people at all. I, like, how can you, like, think it's, like, magical like that and not at the same time? And then they gonna think that I don't hold a grudge, like I ain't got good memory. But no, I know about the whole, like, if I get rich and famous, and they could tell who I was by what I was still scared of. So we got this assassin Bowser idea that I never want to see happen to me. And it's like, that's the one that's gonna be like, you knew the whole time, you already known. Like, that's like, oh hell no. Like, I think everybody has an assassin that gets rich as them and as poor as them. And then that's kind of like how you know that they think genetics is telling them how to turn you into a retard, and like it'll be the end of their boring life. or everybody wants more. And there's always, money can't buy everything, right? I'm thinking money was paying people that when it came to them in their own time, that they would just learn to deal with it, that they were already given like a sorry or a thank you. So, who knows, though? But I'm over here, it's like, it don't take much to please me. And plus, I even just got a car. I have my dog, my computer, my phone to film stuff with, blah, blah, blah. Not my computer, but my phone is my computer. Full Sail University, when I get back to it, Los Angeles Film School, if I get into that, to get back into Full Sail University, because I want to do audio production from LA Film School, because I thought they were called LA Recording School if you're doing audio engineering, but yeah, I want to learn audio from LA and film from Full Sail University. So how fun is that? I feel like anybody could do film now. It's about that audio and mixing. To me, I would want to learn audio mixing because you don't want to make people go deaf. With video, it's not like you're going to be putting bright stuff on your videos. I think video editing is easy to learn. It wasn't just something that clicked with me. I would say there was this app back then that kind of synchronized the video to the audio, and that was how I was manually editing my videos, and I would kind of disable all those clips and pick a clip and cut it out. That was random. That was back in 2012. And then I just started learning that if you back in 2017, I started learning that if you cut clips into 3 seconds and this and that, you can add that clap from the video that's recording your face and synchronize it to the clap that is on that music audio file. You could do it by the increments: 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. That way you can look at everything you want, cut it out, and then at the end of the clip you discard and add your next clip, and you just have more room to do that. I learned that on my own. There was no plagiarism. There was no Full Sail University yet. That was when I was ready to go to Full Sail University. And so that whole time we were doing general education classes like psychology, and it led to color grading and script writing, and then the pandemic hit, and it was like, oh my god, my mom kicked me out. I have to work. I have to live in my car. I have to, push off my school, and then it then I pushed it to the max, and then they said that I could drop out with a certificate in film and come back whenever I want. But it wasn't no, oh, I need another month this, oh, I need another month that, oh my goodness, I need another month that. My luck ran out because in 2021 I was in LA. I was trying to pick up on it, and I was on Fairfax and Santa Monica when I went ahead and accepted my certificate in film. So, yeah, I drove past LA Film School so many times, or I thought about it. I had a picture of it from the west side, and I didn't think of going there until just last month. It was like, oh yeah. Like, I was trying to enroll in a full sail university, and they were kind of being a little slow at pushing through my financial aid. They had everything set, but they didn't just already push it through. So I was like, hold up. First of all, if I'm going to go to campus, I want to do audio production, okay? Something stationary. That way I could bring my dog into my classes with me. And I'm telling you, I've been doing this with Minnie a lot, and she's my service animal and everything. And we can get through the day without eating. We've gone 8 hours without eating and with just water and stuff before. Like, oh, yeah, and then I could reward her with a whole lot afterwards. Just because I mean, I think when I go to the southeast I don't get bugged, silver bugged. I don't stress. It ain't no wicked screech like out here in Wichita, Kansas. People always have their reason, but not me. Okay? But I'm just thinking like we just I really want to be someone who could just really do that, though. I really want to be like the only one who could do that. I want it to be hard to follow my footsteps almost every inch of the way. Uh, so, when my classes at LA Film School would have started online April 6th, yesterday, oh my God, I was getting my film director's humor magically back into me again. I noticed. Then at the end of the night, I eat McDonald's, and oh my God, I feel like, and it didn't scare me to eat McDonald's at a different location the next day, okay? They have your name is like an idiosyncrasy and stuff, right? So I think a tray is someone who eats a lot, right? One of the many things a tray is, though. But in case you knew all the other ones, a tray ain't afraid to eat, and they're just eating and even eat shit, right? But they ain't afraid. But what I learned from what a tray was, they ain't afraid to eat their next meal because it might heal them from the one that drugged them. So, yeah. Like, them bitches was like, you're going in. I'm like, is you talking to the food? Is it a maggot? Or are you talking to me? Like, what, you fitting to drug me and put me in a war with the police? I mean, what kind of crazy stuff they got going on? Like, I almost said it. I think I almost said it, girl. I ain't gonna say it exactly, girl. I know how to where I ain't gonna say it exactly, girl. Okay, I don't. All right. Uh, so, oh, you should have seen the Taco Bell. Oh, they had a security at the drive-thru. They had a cop getting gas already. I know what that a security guard does. They make sure they drug you on security. It's like you ain't getting the cure to what they drug you with it if they get you on that. And then the idiosyncrasy to Kansas City, Missouri, misery. So I almost relaxed, y'all. I think the whole world was already a wicked screech for everybody because I'm still in and out of the misery. idiosyncrasy. They wanna it can't snitch to idiosyncrasy. So we got Wicked Wichita, Wicked Proof Wichita, we got Kansas City, Misery, and then you got Which Way Did He Go, Georgia, then you've got uh I guess you've got Floor I District Attorney, Florida. And I think that means, when their victims are sad and they're looking down at the ground, and then they remember that DA part of the word Florida, it means they knew everything everybody in the Illuminati knew about it. And when you know you ain't rich, then you're one of those victims that never make it. So yeah, I want to just leave this note right here for y'all. And I'm going to enjoy sleeping in my car. And we got to get an EcoFlow Wave 3. And I think Wichita, Kansas already screwed me over on my monetization for Facebook, y'all. So my super cinematographer page is picking up the pace. And my YouTube has my public figure check mark with the music symbol in it. But you still gotta have like over 2,000 followers, like over 50,000 something. I know I got over 50,000 views total here and there. I took my face off of porn though. I know I had over 200,000 views on that. I took my face off porn because I think it would get people killed if they would jizz me. And it's really easy to pull people under the swamp when they're not showing everybody who they masturbate to, okay? So, yeah, I got a buzz off of that in 2012, and then it was like, I think they noticed I never put a penny towards porn. I always used the free porn. And then those views dropped off, and then I was making music video pornos. Yeah. Had a song called Play That For That Stripper. But, yep, I had to go here and just, like, not have any evidence of me wasting my jizz as a human.